We understand an upside-down world, but they're writing us off before we get to the starting line. A stalled generation? Who do you think is gonna fix all this? We will, because our future is the future. So we're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day, and feed those left in the cold. We're going to do all this and more, because we have an appointment with destiny.
What's happening, sports fans? We welcome you back to another episode of San Diego. You're not here for me. You're not here for the intro. You know all of our generic taglines and everything. You're here for the Bonita Vista basketball team. Let's pan over to camera number 2 that for some reason has that little yellow in it. No, hey, intern, sit down. Bonita Vista basketball is here. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and or basketball festivus that you may celebrate. Coach, I know that you, for a brief spat, and this is a joke, but you were considered a huge anti-Semite for playing a state championship game on a Sunday once. So I think you probably have to say Happy Hanukkah to everybody.
Yes. Happy holidays to everyone. Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah. Thank you for having us.
For all of your sophomores, that joke probably went over their head, and it's okay. But no, this is a blast to finally have you guys in here because, Coach, for you and me, this has gone back since my doubting of Atoa Fox's skills and his ability to carry you guys to a championship. And since then, you've always been very supportive, despite our show damn near taking every opportunity to not show support and pick against you guys in playoff podcasts the first year or two. So,
I remember that. Yeah.
It was the Atoa going, yeah, sure, I'll do a quick 30-second interview with you post-game just to remind you that you all picked against us in an amazing basketball game. But since then, a ton of success for you guys, and it is great to have you in here. Let's go ahead left to right and introduce ourselves, name, grade, and position. And for Coach, just the number of years that you've been at the school.
My name's Michael Hansen. I'm a senior. I'm a power forward, and this is my second year at the school.
Hi, my name is Isaiah Diaz. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a point guard for Bonita Vista basketball.
My name's Trayvon Davis. I'm class of 2025. I'm a guard.
And Don Dumas, head coach. Isaiah and Trey both have been with the program 2 years. This is my 9th season at Bonita Vista High and my 14th overall as a coach.
I'm Michael Pink. I'm a senior. I play power forward or shooting guard, whatever coach really asks me to play, I play. Yeah, I've been playing with him for all 4 years.
So whatever coach asks you to play, has there just been times where he's just like sort of pointed and been like, and you're at that level of like nonverbal communication that in mid-transition you can sort of just figure it out where coach is like, I see, I hear, yes, coach, I got you. I'll slide over and cover that.
Yeah, there's been a few times that's happened, but, we've always, communicated before that, so, we're always locked in for real.
Well, because as a non-basketball player, I sometimes don't understand the level of communication that sometimes you'll hear a basketball coach just be like, 3, and everyone pivots and everyone's able to process the information in such quick, real, actual time that to me it that must require an extra level of work and team camaraderie and just trust also to a little bit.
Yeah, it's a lot of trust. I mean, we go to practice every day with each other, so the trust is there. We play together hard every day, so once you gel together, it starts becoming a little easier to have chemistry, have all that stuff, knowing what you need to do and all that.
It definitely takes work. You have to put the time in practice, and you have to hold the team accountable to certain standards. Just for example, we're here fresh off of practice today, right? Practice ended. We didn't shower or anything. We drove right here, stinking up your studio and everything.
Because I was going to say, for post-practice, you guys smell the best of any team that has ever come in here post-practice.
Oh, man, I think you're lying. I drove over here with these guys, remember? So I smelt them. But, we do this this scrimmage, this Fordham scrimmage that we call it. And so, you have to execute everything perfectly in 3 straight possessions, and that includes communication. So, we hold them to that high standard, and that's how you get to that level where, you could just say one word from the sideline or on the court and then have all 5 guys on the court plus everybody on the bench know exactly what's supposed to be happening. It takes a lot of effort.
Takes a village. Where are we at in terms of that bonding, cohesion process? 'Cause we've got 2 sophomores, 2 seniors in here, so there's a little bit of youth on the team this year, but are you guys happy with where you are at in this process? I know everyone's going to say we want to play our best basketball at the end of the season. We're still getting better, but if I had to say 0 to 100%, you had to give yourselves a grade on where the team is at this point. How happy are you guys?
I would say 100, but I know we could be better.
You're 100, but you're looking to go like 130 by the end of the year.
Of course.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So the state of mathematics and education at Bonita Vista is a little subpar is what you're saying.
But
yeah, okay, deal.
I just know we could execute better and, just play with each other more, and we'll be good. But I'm not satisfied, but I'm happy with where we're at right now.
We really came together over the off season, so I feel like we got a lot to show to everybody. For real.
Okay, so and then now let me tell you the truth, right? Spring and summer we were terrible, right? Terrible. But in the fall things did start to click, and then even earlier in this year, I would agree with Trey that we would have been, when it comes to our cohesion and our togetherness, we are close to 100%. But then a season is a long journey, and you have these peaks and valleys, and you can take a step back here, but we have never really dropped. When it comes to cohesion, we've always been together and have cared about each other and have played for each other at a very high level. But there is definitely room for improvement. And I think, to be quite honest with you, where we are right now is not our highest, where we've been all year. But like I said, it's a long season. It's peaks and valleys. We will return to a high level of play. Don't get me wrong. We haven't been terrible. But we're going to be
but for
better.
a team that has made state runs and been going deep into the playoffs almost every season the past 5 to 6 years, you're not you're not that level of like, hey, we're state champs. I know it in the bag already. You still got to fight a little bit to that. 9-6 at the point of us recording this. I never know though, like, wins, losses, it really means anything because there's always a quality loss and a bad win and all that kind of stuff. But looking ahead then, instead of back at the schedule, what do you guys consider to be like the game that you're still like have circled on the calendar? Is there a specific program rival that you guys are going after? I know that the school, Bonita itself, has a rival, but for you guys as a program, is there one game left that you're kind of like that? Yeah, that's the one we want.
Why don't you take this one, Hanson? Why don't you take this one?
I'd say the Eastlake game because they're our rivals, and for the past couple of years, right, it's been pretty like close. Like last year, they beat us at home, and that hurt, but we were able to beat them at Eastlake. So
you both beat each other on the road.
Yeah.
I'm always curious, what is more enjoyable, a road or a home win? Road wins. Road. I hear road wins in this corner. I see a smirk in that corner, and I think it undecided.
Depends. I think it depends on the team. Like if it's like a rival.
So Eastlake, if you had to pick one of them that you want to win the away one.
Away one.
Do you guys get a good traveling crowd the last year or two post COVID? Or the student section is back?
Yeah.
One thing that I'll give it up for Bonita students, they come out and support. And if you've never been into our gym for a home league game,
it's one of the smaller, more traditional, like classical vibe type wooden bleachers that can get shaken and rumbling a little bit.
Well, we did upgrade to the plastic ones that come out electronically. But we do still have the wood paneling on the wall. So, yes.
Do we have the little LED lights up at the top of the be yet?
We got the new lights. Yeah.
Oh, so can we like flicker and do like cool intros?
We could, except I'm going to tell you just to be honest,
they don't deserve it yet?
I'm not big on pageantry. I'm not big on pageantry, and the players probably are like.
So there's not even like a senior night level, like these guys could talk you into.
They
a little
twist my arm for that.
Okay.
For senior night, we
to even have a senior night.
Yeah, you twist my arm for a senior night. But yeah, I'm not into pageantry. I'm so focused on the game, and I don't want anything distracting from the game. And so, we don't really dim the lights and do the fancy intros, except for senior night. We'll do something.
This is usually the point where most coaches that give that line pull out a bag that has all their rings in it and go, "Yeah, I don't care about the pregame anything like that."
I have a couple of those. Yeah.
A couple bags worth of them probably when you're all said and done here. Okay, so the student section before we go past, I do want to say that, yes, they rock, and I have to give it, I know this is a different sport, but a retroactive shout out to them for the appearance they made at the girls volleyball finals. And I can only assume that if that shows up for a girls volleyball championship, if you guys have a hype basketball game, they probably bring signs and are well coordinated and fun. Like what not everyone gets that experience. What's it like to be able to play in front of a crowd like that? Open question to anybody.
It's incredible. I mean, they coming out to show love and support us. So like, we try to go out every night and show them what we could do. I mean, I don't really know what else.
This year, coach been influencing us to go support other teams. So we first supported our girls team.
So were any of you guys at that girls volleyball finals?
Yeah, a couple of us were. Yeah, but yeah, this year we went to the girls soccer game, and it was fun, great experience. We won 1-0. It was 1-0.
Oh, barn burner.
Yeah, he preaches saying to provide what you want to get in return. So
it's a good trade-off, and
yeah.
I don't think enough programs do that. It's super simple to say, we'll go to one of your games if you go to one of our games. Like, it seems like the most no-brainer choice of all time, instead of just going on to Instagram and complaining that your students are fake AF and they don't want to roll to your game or something like that on a Friday.
Right. Yeah. You'll always see athletes post on social media or something, hey, we have a home game, come support. But at the same time, like Trey just mentioned, I'm always telling my kids, you get what you receive. So you can't always ask for support, but you never give support. So we have to be out there supporting other programs. And so, we obviously football games, we go to girls basketball, we go to, that can be a little tough because of schedules. We might play on the road when they play home. But girls soccer, softball, one of our players' dad is a softball coach. So, we're going to go out there deep for the girls softball team.
Are any of you guys on ASB? Because I feel like that's also always a de facto help, is that when someone on the team is in ASB. No,
not this year.
Not this year.
Years past, my 8 years at Bonita or so, 8 or 9 years. Probably 6 of those years we've had someone in ASB, but we don't.
So one of you sophomores need to step up then and take it some sort of cushy, very very no responsibilities type ASB role. By the time you're a senior, so you can get some sort of like spirit coordinator role or something like that. Coach knows a thing or two about campaigning. He will help you put together some signs and go door to door filibustering for votes. Mm-hmm. So you said East Lake is the rival, but looking up and down at this, San Ysidro, Montgomery, Otay Ranch are all Mater Dei Catholic are all teams in the top 10. You guys have also received top 10 votes this year in the media poll that really truly doesn't matter or have any bearing on anybody's life, but is sort of my reference for, you're a top 10 team. This is the elevator music second. This is just for us in here, but obviously it means nothing when people are still voting for Torrey Pines to be in the top 10, despite the fact that they suck at basketball this year. It's a generation of old white people that run those media polls. So what do they know? But in the South Bay, a lot of the year is spent kind of, we're a little bit of the underdogs. We're a little bit of there's just sort of this imaginary chip on the shoulder down there. But I'm looking at that and the whole South Bay is now in the top 10 in basketball. That has to feel pretty cool that you're looking at league and almost saying, damn, that's a bit of a gauntlet that we still have to run, where other teams are saying, we're in league and now it's easy sailing because we played our tough non-conference. What's that like, looking ahead and being like, top 10 team, still yet to go on the season?
I think it's great because, it's like every game is like another challenge for us. And what the great and blessing of us as Bonita is that we're like a collective group of like fighters with great chemistry, which I think we have.
I agree. We just take it one game at a time, though. For real, we're focusing on Mother Day. We got them on Friday. We're game planning for them. We're gonna go out there and execute what our coach asks of us. We're gonna run. We're gonna sprint, and we're just gonna do what we have to do. We know every team in here can beat us. We could beat every team in here. So it's just gonna be a fight, and we're gonna see who comes on top.
I'll tell you, I take a lot of pride in the success of South Bay schools. in recent years. And, a lot of these coaches I've known for years. For example, Ed Martin at Montgomery, I've known him since I was 14 years old. We go way back. And to see Montgomery having the success that they're having, San Ysidro, of course, being so good, it's just great because there was, for a long time, a lot of, I think, I don't want to call it disrespect, but maybe just neglect of South Bay, of covering South Bay basketball. And there was a little bit of kind of like, they're not that good. Everybody, north of the 8 can go down to the South Bay and get wins anytime they want to. Clearly, that's not the case.
Yeah, I think everyone was kind of stuck in Sweetwater was great in the 80s.
Right.
And no one has been great since sort of vibe.
Right.
Without really diving into the numbers.
Right, exactly. And we are a tough out. I mean, you look at our league, the Mesa League. I mean, you've already mentioned some of the top teams, but then you look at us, East Lake. If anybody thinks like you could just go into East Lake and get a win.
You guys are tougher than Avocado or Palomar or any of those this year. I would say that you are playing in the toughest league.
Yes, I believe so too. The Western League is very tough as well, but I think top to bottom, I think we are the best. I mean, Olympian is not an easy out either. I mean, we're all really every night like we are going into a dog fight.
And I feel like this is right where Marty Ellis wants to be as the trap game. Like if he can't be in command of the whole thing, he might as well just be the ultimate trap game of like, fine, take us off and we'll snipe one from you here.
Oh
and there.
yes, if you look past Olympian, they will beat you.
Yeah, they
will beat you. And they live and die by that 3 ball. Don't let them get hot because you don't.
Yes.
You don't want to rotate out or something because you think it's an easy win. Next thing you know, you're down 16 and
to a 4'10" kid that looks like he's in 8th grade.
Yeah.
And somehow has spotted up for 90 points. Yeah.
Hey, we split with them last year, so that just goes to show. They're dangerous too. So I really think top to bottom, man, our league is by far the toughest, and we love it. We love it. We love every night knowing like, okay, we can get beat and we can win also.
So for you guys as a team then, what is it? Is it the mental conditioning? Is it the physical conditioning? Is it maintaining, hey, we're not going to be burning at 100%? Like, to me, making it through 20 plus games of constantly playing the best, playing the hardest feels exhausting. It feels like that would drain you in a way that not every team is prepared to even make it through that kind of a season, let alone like feel like they can be competitive. So for you guys, what is the edge? Is it that you guys are more physical than everybody? Is it that you're mentally more prepped? Is it what?
I would say our depth, and we play together. Because like coaches said it before, sorry, there's not one guy on the team who's significantly better than anybody on the bench or any of the younger guys. I mean, coach even says like, give me 100% for 5 minutes. If you need a second, come out and then you come back in. That's what the whole team's been doing for this whole season. And I feel like, usually when you go to watch a basketball game, the team that plays more together usually comes out on top, and that's what we strive for.
How deep are we talking this year? Like, are we 10, 12? What we see in a normal game?
I will routinely go 12 deep. Yeah. I mean, I remember we played San Diego. We had 11 guys check in before the first quarter was over. I believe in every guy we have
Are you at the point
on our
where
squad.
You know everybody's name, or some of them just freshmen? Hey, 13, get up here.
Yeah. Well, like Mike Pink said, we had a great off season in terms of like the work we put in. 5 a.m. workouts, 5 days a week, all spring, summer long. I mean, we had our 2-week no contact period, but that really helped us get to know each other and our strengths and all that. We traveled, we played in club tournaments in Vegas and Phoenix. We went, all over together, and that just brought us closer. And although we didn't perform well early on in the spring and summer, we went to the San Diego State camp and laid an egg. Like, we just looked terrible. And, but that was all part of the process. I told them while we were going through it, I don't care if we win any of these games in these AAU club tournaments. We're just about improving. And then I think we really kind of started this year surprising some people like, oh, dang, because Bonita took a step back the year before. We didn't expect them to be as good as they are this year. So even though, we've got 6 losses, we do have 9 wins. I would say every one of our losses has been a quality loss, though. Like, we haven't lost to any bad teams whatsoever. And I think that's a testament to our physicalness. And to tell you the truth, I think mental toughness is a skill that I teach the best. I mean, these guys will tell you I'm always on them about poise, about being mentally tough.
He's your Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, I try. I try. My X's and O's are pretty good too, but I think the mental game is probably the best thing that I do.
Is there a Don Dumas dojo? Do you have a whole Zen garden and everything built somewhere on Bonita's campus that you?
Well, we use the dance room for that. We do yoga in the dance room, and we do that, once a week. And that's a big part of the mental toughness either, because you got to calm your mind as well. That's a part of staying sharp.
I just like the visual of there's just kind of some gentle, ethereal instrumental music playing, and Coach has a little bell that he rings. Welcome to yoga. Ding.
I used to do it with them, but I kind of got away from that now. Yeah.
It's okay. It happens. I'm learning more and more as I hit my 30s not to judge, as coaches start dialing back from I'm going to go lift with the kids, I'm going to go this with the kids, to
right.
I'm not going to blow out my knee and need surgery before the kids do this season.
Mm-hmm.
So the mental toughness, the physical toughness, you guys also seem to enjoy each other as a team. I guess at this point, the questions that I have are all just goofy, nonsensical stuff. So we'll close with this: is who's got control of the pregame and or practice playlist this year, and what is on it?
So,
or have you had this taken away from Coach because you guys went out of control?
No, I leave it up to them for sure.
Yeah. So our other coach, Coach Pat, he's a DJ. So
like a professional DJ.
Yeah.
Okay, deal.
So he asked us to give him songs, and he put it in a mix. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So we all got songs that we enjoy before the game.
What is there one that had to be if you had to be that's the team's jam this year, that's our slaps?
Well, I don't know the name of the song, but I've heard this certain Meek Mill song so many times. I mean, I know the words, and I don't even know the name of the song. But I think that's the squad's favorite one.
Our favorite song, "Dreams and Nightmares," is our favorite song. Meek Mill.
Oh, that's what it is.
Can we get
Dreams and Nightmares?
Can we get a rendition of it from you, Coach? Are you at the point where you can sing it to us with?
Oh no, because we agreed no profanity.
We saved that one for the off air. All right, guys, thank you so much for being on with us. Before we always close out, we always ask: is it does the team have a saying or a motto? Is it just "Go Barons," Bonita Vista? What is there? Is there something you can teach the fans this year?
Yeah, we got a couple. So,
okay.
We went through this training. It was mentally challenging, and
Master Chief.
Yeah. Shout out Hance's dad,
Master Chief Dave, and Master Chief Rhino. Yeah.
Yeah. So one saying is
as in your father is a Master Chief in the United States Armed Forces, but is knows how to kick people's ass for a living.
Yeah.
And put you guys through the ringer once or twice?
Yeah, he's really good at it. Yeah. But we made it through,
the whole team made it through? Or did you leave?
With struggle, for sure.
We all struggled. We all came through, though.
There were some points where I was like, ooh, is this kid going to break? And we got up to that point. But that's the whole purpose. You want to put kids through something challenging, see if they can make it. And so we do have a motto that came out of that. Go ahead, Trey.
Which is bust them. And then our next one is more of a mentality thing. Is next play mentality. So the game is full of mistakes, turnovers and all that. So we focus on the next play, get back, don't worry about it, and just win the next possession.
Yeah, every pregame I tell them, to have that next play mentality, never let your chin touch your chest. So when you can turn it over, I don't care, get right back in the play, and try to get that ball back. And so, we say bust them, and we have that next play mentality. And then there's probably other things that I say that can't be shared.
If you don't get that next play mentality, then Master Chief is coming for you for just – I'm assuming at this point you see his dad in your nightmares, just 100%. Waiting there. Was this, because I'm now curious, was this all on dry land or was there water involved? Because as soon as there's any water involved and a military person, it's death.
So we did something Pink remembers for sure, called surf torture, which basically you link arms and you just lay down to where the water is crashing over you, but it's like this, so you got to hold your breath. Then the wave comes over and you think it's easy, but I mean, we only did it for what, most 20 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
In the Navy, they'll do it for hours at a time. You got basically wet sand going through your nose and your ears, and you're cold.
It's cold. We did it in, was it December? Yeah, December, early December, I think it was. Yeah.
It worked though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
there was water involved. Yes.
Well, and I ask because the scariest one of these that I ever got invited to come check out was La Jolla Water Polo had a couple of Navy SEALs come in to just kind of whip them into shape and whatever and teach them a little toughness. And the Navy SEALs put all of the kids in full fatigues, including combat boots, and gave them those like 15-pound prop guns. They said, okay, start treading water from one end of the pool to the other, holding the gun above your head. We're going to start messing with you guys. And they just started pelting them with water polo balls. And then it started being, okay, now every time any one of you drops the gun below the water, you got to get out, give me 15 push-ups before you get back in the water. And it ended with, like, even the biggest varsity captains were out just on the pool deck, just puking everywhere. And the coach was just laughing. And at the end of it, the coach goes, all right, we're going to do a quick cool down. And the kids were like, their arms were falling off their bodies. And
yes,
yeah,
I'm taking notes right now. I'm taking mental notes for next year. Thank you.
And so
next year.
So
Hey, good luck
so
next
now
year.
all I hear is whenever someone's got a father or a relative or someone like that who's like, oh yeah, I dabble in military physical conditioning. I'm like, oh, those poor kids are in for something that makes them now more badass than Poway wrestlers. They are now officially, in that upper echelon of most kick-ass kids.
I'm gonna make sure my dad puts him through it again because I'm not gonna be here next year.
But he's got a
feel
little
like-
brother though in the program, so
I
that's
was gonna
good.
feel like at this
Suffer,
point we
for
just need to
sure.
make your dad the honorary strength and conditioning coach at Bonita.
right,
Like
yeah.
bust him. Just get him a bust him shirt and have him just running.
That's a good idea right there.
We'll get that made. We'll get a bust him shirt.
I'm already on it. Yeah.
Oh, deal. Coach is
Yeah.
already on it. You can find that in the Bonita Vista team store for $19.99 plus shipping and handling.
Right.
Thank you guys so much for being on. Really appreciate it, folks. You can find you know where to find all the schedules for games. You can find it on any of the websites or apps that we sponsor and or supposedly are allegedly to be promoting. But 29 minutes into an interview, you don't care about what links to go check out. You're just happy to see these guys as we are. Thank you very much, sports fans. We'll talk to you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where's the stop?